Okay, good. We're up and running. What's going on, guys? I'm not even going to bother doing the intro. I'm just going to jump straight to why the title of the video is what it is. And I had been feeling like putting it off, but I at least feel like, at the very least, I should address what has been going on with me. And I figured, since I'm getting healing potions and whatnot in Medieval, I've been playing it most of the day, and ever since it came out before today, which, by the way, happy Halloween to a lot of people. My Halloween, sadly, has been just me kind of sitting around, playing this, and in about less than an hour, I am going to have to go to work. So I'm working Halloween night, and they're saying it's supposed to be a really bad thunderstorm, so I've been keeping my eye out all day. So, hopefully, if you guys want to keep me in your prayers, or, just hope that I get to work safely and get home safely, I appreciate that. I won't turn it down. But I feel I need to address the elephant in the room, quote unquote, which is, you guys haven't seen me for a while, and the reason for that is because I made the executive decision for the last couple of months. I figured I'd take some time to myself, but ultimately that time ended up extending far more than really was appropriate, and I didn't feel like streaming again. And I had a lot of life choices outside of YouTube and whatnot that kind of really started to not only get in the way, but really started to affect me mentally and emotionally, and stuff has been going on at work. I wouldn't call it a complete falling out, but I've had a very strained relationship with my mother. She and I have been fighting back and forth. We're preparing for the eventuality of next summer, which is packing all of our stuff out, trying to get the rest of the storage unit cleared out, and eventually move to Texas or move in with my grandparents, because, things got delayed there. And I've been in a very bitter mood, because I feel like, not even just that I'm spinning my wheels personally, but I feel like I literally just have not been able to catch a break on anything, and I've been falling behind on doing videos and everything else, and I just kind of gave up. And I not only gave up, but I've kind of lost my passion for a lot of things. I won't say that I hate comics. I still love comics, but I don't read comics anymore. I play video games, and yeah, that keeps me happy, but I don't have the passion for gaming that I used to. I lost the passion for comics and trying to keep up with all that stuff, because all it is politics and drama between creators and fans. I've been spinning my wheels creatively and personally, because I feel like I've just been a failure at everything. It's a very depressing and very down state of mind. But I think I've also somberly been kind of I wouldn't say growing up, but I've had to make a lot of very grown up and or adult decisions, and I use air quotes when I say that. And I feel like I'm running a rat race that I'm never gonna win when it comes to not only streaming, but wanting to step my game up as far as like streaming and like making a name for myself and doing something positive or good. And I eventually just got to a point where I was like, I can't do this. I just literally cannot do this. It's eating away at me. It's bothering me. I'll replay the graveyard again, because this is the easiest level to do, grindy stuff, if you will. But I just got to a point where I was like, I feel like all I have done is nothing. And I've just gotten to this very reclusive and hermited mindset where I'm like, I just don't want to do anything. Now, that's not to say I won't hang out with friends. I will. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be a complete recluse and like lose my mind and not like, you know, do stuff for my mental health and do stuff, you know, for, you know, hang out with friends, all that stuff. That doesn't bother me. But it's just the issue of things that used to be fun to me now just seem like a pain in the ass, and the stuff that I should be excited about, I'm not. And I'm kind of in a very depressed / angry mindset. Like, I don't sound like it, but really I'm fatigued and I'm exhausted and I'm burnt out from having to deal with life itself. And main reason why I don't pretty much stream anymore, or main reason why I just don't do it, is because I don't have the time. I not only don't have the time, but why am I putting my energies out there when I feel like I'm not getting the results that I want? And I realized after a little while that, you know, maybe it's just not for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to keep doing this, but I have to be realistic too that, you know, my time now, especially with everything that's all crucial going into next summer, that, you know, I need to devote my energies to a lot more, like, stuff that requires my attention. And that seems okay on the surface, but in reality, I had to basically ask myself, I'm like, you know, maybe I just need to quit streaming. Because if I feel like I have to force myself to do it, then it's not really for fun, right? You know, you force yourself to do something that you don't want to do, it's not fun. You're basically forcing yourself to do something that you know you don't want to do. And nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to be stuck in that mindset. So I ended up going months and months, and I thought, well, maybe people will move on to different streamers, move on to different, you know, Let's Players, etc., or so forth. But then the thought occurred to me in the last 2 weeks or so. I'm like, you know, I feel like if I'm just gonna fade into obscurity of my own volition, you know, not by choice, and also, you know, YouTube's algorithm has changed, the drama with Twitch and all that stuff, I feel like, you know, and I forget her name, I'll have to look it up, you know, I'll have to look it up later, but basically, one of Twitch's main streamer coaches, she made a valid point on her Twitter, because I follow her on Twitter. I think it was Ashley Christ. I believe that was her name, but she basically was talking about how, you know, she was basically making the remark that, well, you know, if you really need to take better care of yourself, and and maybe streaming is not for everybody. She goes, there may be things that you'll learn from streaming that you're good at that you didn't realize that you were. And the more I thought about that, the more I was like, you know, there's a lot of truth there. Whether I care to admit it or not, there's a lot of truth there. But what bothers me, and it truly does bother me, is because I feel like I should be a step above the rest. And like, the last couple of months, I've had to admit a lot of things to myself. The biggest thing is that, you know, because of my insecurities, I think of myself as being better than other people subconsciously. And it's more the mindset of having to come to terms with the fact that I can't keep doing all these things if this is going to be the mindset that I have. People don't like to be around toxic people, and I had to ask myself, it's like, deep down I know I'm not toxic, but to other people, probably come across this way. And nobody likes that. Nobody likes somebody that is going to be toxic for the sake of being toxic either. Like, I sound like I'm rambling, but really I'm making a very astute point, which is the fact that I'm coming to terms with the fact that my lack of success in life has come not only from my own choices, but it's come from many different aspects that I've recently had to consider. Chief among them is, not only my life choices now, but also just my living situation. I'm in a very toxic living situation where I feel I'm not getting what I want. And in a very childish fashion, I want to rebel. Because I feel I deserve more. We all do. But there's a fine line there. What I'm basically saying to you guys is that I'm discovering that, the things that I like and enjoy, I can't enjoy them anymore because I'm getting no self-satisfaction out of them. And I think the only thing that's been a constant for me is pro wrestling and video games. Those are the only two things that still, out of all of my nerdy interests and all my main interests that I've actually managed to be consistent with. And that's a great thing. That's a really great thing. It means that there is still some hope for me, but not by much. And I had to come to the hard choice that this was just maybe the way things needed to be, for better or for worse. And I've lost touch with a lot of people. I haven't cut off people, but I've lost touch with people. Because I don't talk to people as much as I used to. I've kind of, like I said, I've become a hermit and a shut-in. Because I feel like I shouldn't expose people to that side of my life. But I also felt like that's kind of not just unfair to you guys, but it's unfair to a lot of people that know me, that do know that I have this channel and are probably wondering, well, I wonder what Steve's up to. I haven't seen him in a while. I've basically just been doing my own thing. It's all I've really been doing. Just doing my own thing. I'll check that in a moment. I've just been doing my own thing, and I've just been kind of keeping to myself. Actually, let me quit to the map here. Because I just wanted to get that trophy. I just wanted to get the Arsonist trophy. By the way, I know I'm going on a serious tangent here, but anybody that has not ever played Medieval and you wanted to play it back on PlayStation 1, I recommend this remake or remaster, by the way. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's a nice little trip down memory lane. I actually have gotten a lot further than I did when on the original PlayStation when I was a kid. So I like that they're doing Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Medieval, all that stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing more remakes, especially after Resident Evil 2 and stuff. One can only hope out for a Legend of Dragoon remake. But I digress. I'm to a point in my life, at this particular moment, it's the last few months, even this whole entire year, where I've really come to accept the fact that, some things that I really, really love, yeah, they're good hobbies, but some stuff I'm like, they're hobbies that I want to make into something, and it's leading to toxic mindsets for me, and it's also making me not want to be the person that people love me to be. So I had to make the hard choice of maybe this is just for the best, that I, for a very, very long while, until I get set up in Texas and I'm back in a better state of mind, or I start finding my passion, or I'm reinvigorated with passion to do this and find the time to maybe, you know, and like the video says in parentheses, it may be permanent. I may never come back to do this. This may be the very last Sly Cooper 88 gaming channel. It may be the very last Sly Cooper 88 video, period. I can't find the time right now. I don't have the passion or energy for it. I feel like I would be forcing myself to do it. And just where I'm at in my life, the avenue in my life, I feel like this is not where I need to be at right now. This should not be one of my main focuses. And I feel like there's no point in doing it anyway, because I feel like there's just nothing. There's nothing available for me. I get no satisfaction from it. I was trying to think of the word for it. I get no satisfaction from it. And I'm sure for a lot of you people that's sad. I'm sure for a lot of you, you know, you're pissed off. You know, you're just like, you know, fuck you, Steve. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It's not a fairy tale ending, folks. It's not a happy ending. What I'm saying is very real and very serious. It's not clickbait. Because I kept wondering about that when I decided that I wanted to sit down and do this just now. You know, a couple of minutes ago, like 17 minutes ago, I asked myself, I said, how do I want to word this video? How do I, you know, is it going to come across as clickbait? And I have to take a very serious and very diligent tone and remind you guys that it's not clickbait. This is very much real. This is very much where my mindset is. It's how it was, you know, the last time I did a video like this, but this time I'm standing by my convictions that I have to step away from this. Because I've fallen so far behind, at least in my own mind, that there's no way that I'm going to be able to catch up. And with the whirlwind that my life is right now, with all the depressionary issues, with all the malice and anger that I'm feeling towards a lot of people, including my own family, I feel like I should not pour that out in the open, on the internet, into the ether for everybody to, you know, hear whenever I have something triggering be said, or I finally just snap one day and just start airing all the tea and dirty laundry, so to speak. Because that's not me. That's not who I choose to be. And I feel, especially since November and December especially are hard times for me, because Thanksgiving and Christmas is when a lot of bad things happen to me, or at least I lost a lot of people very close to me. So I think another reason I want to do this not only on Halloween, but also into the first day of December even, is I want you guys to... I want to emphasize a positive point. I don't want this to be all negative, but I want to emphasize a positive point to you guys. Hold your kids, hold your wife, hold your girlfriend, your boyfriend, you know, your mother, your father, etc. You know, cherish the people around you. And be grateful for the situations that you're in, because people truly can have it worse. And yeah, it may not be, whether it can be financially, emotionally, physically. You know, it's just very hard times for people and it's not even just months. It could be a week, it could be a day, but everybody's going to have a lot of major hardships. But the greatest quote that I heard is, you survived today's challenges. You got through those hardships. Tomorrow, wake up and be strengthened by the fact that you survived the previous day. And the person I was reading this from said, I think his name was Mosh Pit Tyler on Twitter, because he does a lot of, like, you know, self-love type quotes, and one of the quotes they had posted today was, you know, when you wake up stronger after achieving your goals from yesterday, the goal of living, embrace tomorrow with the same fashion. He said, rage through the coming weeks, whether they be sunny, rainy, or cold, like you're a Viking warrior charging across the battlefield. I kind of have to smirk at that a little bit, but that is a true point that I do want to make, guys. I don't want everybody to worry about me. I don't want everybody to start wondering, oh my God, Steve, you know, like, please, you know, we're patient, we'll wait for you. I appreciate that, guys, but don't put forth that kind of energy or effort if I'm not willing to put forth that energy or effort. And especially with streaming changing the way that it does, and especially it not only evolving, but also, you know, the economics and, you know, keeping track of tax money and all that stuff, especially from, like, donations and stuff. It's too much. And I'm glad I got out of the starry-eyed phase, but I think the sad part is that in getting out of that, I think slowly I just kind of deteriorated to where I didn't want to do this anymore. And I think we all, whether we're small time or big time, or, you know, whether we are Let's Players, streamers, makeup artists, makeup vloggers, etc., or so forth, I think we all have to eventually sit down and we have to be real with ourselves about what not only our goals actually are, but what we actually get out of streaming. Anybody that's watching this that's a small time streamer or any of that, I want to throw out a challenge. And it's a personal challenge. Sit down with yourself tonight and ask yourself, is all the effort worth it? Do you get satisfaction from it? For me, I'm proud of the videos that I do. I'm proud of the videos that I have done, but at this juncture in my life, I look at that and I go, you know, all that passion and energy just kind of feels for naught. You know, and I know that that's a very cold thing to say, but I feel like I didn't reach the pantheon that I wanted, you know, selfishly, and I think stepping back put a lot of things into perspective for me. Maybe not in a charitable way, but it made me rethink not only the priorities in my life, but rethink my personal priorities and my personal goals. Like, what am I actually trying to achieve in this life as I'm entering my early to mid 30s? Like, what am I really trying to achieve? Like the goals that I had in wanting to get big on streaming and all that stuff, that's for people in their teens and their 20s. You know, I'm far past that prime, and I think, like a lot of things, I had to be real with myself. But I went a lot longer than I really wanted to. I wanted this to be at least like 15 minutes, and now we're going on like almost 24. Even in the end, I'm still kind of rambling. I won't completely say that it's goodbye, but I also won't say that this can't be a goodbye either. Because I may be gone for a very, very, very long while, and I may end up actually coming back. And this may end up being the very last time that you guys hear my voice and see me play a game. If that's the case, I'm not going to delete my channel. I'm not going to get so overly dramatic that I delete my channel. I am going to keep the videos up for everybody to watch, but I just feel like I'm at a stepping stone in my life where I'm like, okay, I need to step back from this because, you know, I didn't achieve the goal that I wanted. And I feel like where my life is headed right now, and the dramatic changes that are being made, it's better that I let stuff kind of fall to the wayside. And maybe I'll pick it back up. But I also have to be realistic that I may not either. I may just let this channel sit. Doesn't mean I don't love you guys, doesn't mean I won't still comment to you guys and still try to talk to you, but just understand, you know, it'll take me a while to get back to you guys because I only once in a blue moon check for comments, messages, etc. You know, like, it's better to follow me more or less on Twitter, because I do get on Twitter quite a bit. Not necessarily to tweet, but just to kind of lurk and, you know, do different things. But with that being said, guys, if this is indeed the last video, I'm not going to do an outro, I'm not going to do an intro, I'm just simply going to say, guys, if this is indeed the last video, the very, very last video, because I'm kind of still on the fence. I'm not going to say that I'm done, but I'm also not going to say that I'm going to come back either. It's kind of in between. It's kind of limbo. But if this is indeed the last video that I do ever, or even if, you know, for now it's just a simple goodbye, however you want to paraphrase it, however you guys want to take this, I do want to say thank you guys so very much. And I don't say that lightly, I say that very truly and heartfeltly and sincere. Thank you guys for not only watching, but thank you to you guys that even if you didn't fully watch the videos, you just kind of kept pace, or you enjoyed hearing different stories of my life. You enjoyed many of the different things that I experimented with, tried out, or, you know, the fun I tried to bring to the channel. You know, just thank you guys very sincerely. And I hope all of you go off and do great things. I really do hope you do great things, but I also hope that you guys understand, you know, through what I'm talking about, that sometimes, you know, the things you dream about, the things that you get starry-eyed about, you have to also be realistic, and you have to look at the consequences of following, you know, such dreams of hardship, as we'll call it. You know, the avenue of broken dreams. There you go. You know, there you go. Anybody who's a Green Day fan, you know, there's a Green Day reference, you know, the avenue of, or the boulevard of broken dreams, I should say, but still it's the avenue of broken dreams as well. But guys, take care, have a good one, and I will definitely sign out now. I feel like I shouldn't sign out, like I'm reluctant to sign out, and I don't know why, but I think it's just, I literally feel like I'm breaking up with a girlfriend, or like divorcing an SO. Like, I'm not even lying. I feel like I'm doing a breakup, or, you know, basically saying I want a divorce. As overly dramatic as that sounds, it's a hard choice, but it's a choice that I was like, you know, it's not fair that I make it and people don't understand why, people don't know why I just dropped off the face of the earth, guys. I stopped streaming not only because I lost passion for it, but because where I'm going in my life, you know, this is just something that can't be a part of my life anymore. Now, I could be wrong. Towards the end of next year or the beginning of the one after that, that may not hold true. But for now, where I'm at this juncture in my life, I feel like it's just best that I kind of part ways from this. And that's... Wow, that actually kind of really... That hurt a little more emotionally than I wanted it to sound, but... I want to try to leave you guys on a good note, on a high note, and I'm struggling to do so, and I can't. There's no good ending to this, and that bothers me because I'm a good endings kind of guy. I want everything to have a neat little pretty bow, and it's not. It's ugly, it's raw, Some of you may be like, oh, okay, I'll move on to another streamer. Some of y'all are going to be like, some of y'all are going to be crushed and devastated because you're like, but I love seeing your videos, Steve. Why are you doing this? I feel like I'm betrayed. I have a lot of different thoughts right now on how you guys feel. And I know I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't presume how people feel. But that's just the idea that I feel right now. But I need to get off here because I need to go on Twitch. Not that anybody will care to watch my Twitch videos. Anybody that does follow me on Twitch, or that's remaining. But I got to do it for Twitch as well because I feel it's appropriate, it's fair, it's right. And then I got to do one for my main Sly Cooper 88 channel as well, just so I can cover all my bases. So I'm gonna get off here, guys. Don't let this ruin your Halloween, guys. Please don't let this ruin your Halloween. If you need to, just stop the video and watch it another time. You know, take it in small bites. But have a good one, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the night. Hopefully it's not raining or bad weather. And in the coming months, enjoy the time with your family, even if they're a pain in the ass. Enjoy your friends. Hold, your significant other tightly. Check up on your friends that maybe you don't talk with as much, or you don't hear from them as much. Ask them if they're okay. Make sure that they're, doing okay for themselves. All of that good stuff. I guess I did actually end it on a positive note. Who figured? But take care, guys. And maybe you'll see me again, maybe you won't. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and metaphorically ride off into the sunset.